Hello, I am Hyper G, and I'm here with Lucky Sixes.
Hello. To all you Germans.
Was that German, was it?
I tried.
Oh, okay.
I did get a D in
German.
GCSE.
Oh, that's better than what I got. I didn't do it. Cool. Battle report number, was it 10 overall? I think. And it is number 2 of the tournament.
Yeah, in round 1.
In round 1, because I am now in the tournament. Hyper G in the tournament with the Orcs and Goblins.
Yeah.
Which is a real bonus because we didn't think I was. So basically Callum and Shane, who ran the event, knew that I was coming down with Lucky Sixes as his support, told me to bring an army just in case there was a dropout on the day. And there was a dropout on the day. And so they would have had a player just sitting around doing nothing. So they grabbed me when it was clear that that person wasn't going to turn up and put me in the tournament. So great.
Got you involved.
Yeah, got me involved. So my first battle was against my other army, Saurian Ancients.
Yeah. So you know all about them.
I know all about them.
Their weaknesses.
Yeah, you'd think that. Well, I lost 0-20 to you, didn't I, with my only other 9th age Saurian battle. So I learnt a lot from that one.
So you can only get better.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to remember the name of my opponent now. I think it was Mark. Yeah, I'll work that out. But yeah, sorry.
Mark! It was Mark.
I will. So yeah, the breakthrough is the same secondary objective as what Lucky Sixes had. So that's nothing new there. And
it was Mark.
It was Mark. Yes, I wrote down Mark. Good. Rather than floundering. The deployment was refused flank, so diagonal. Not a favourite of mine, I'll admit. But at this stage, I was a bit, just thrown into the deep end because
very much so.
I wasn't expecting to be in the tournament at all, so I was panicking a little bit at the start of this battle. My opponent, Mark, was very good. Callum, when he told Mark that I was going to fill in at last minute, told Mark that I was a newbie player, which I guess I am. I'm more of a newbie tournament player than a newbie player. But as a result of that, Mark treated me very much like a newbie, which I really appreciated because it wasn't so much I was a newbie, but because it was my first tournament, it was good to have that extra support. So cheers to Mark for that. But it did turn out he was probably treating me like a bit more of a noob than I needed to be. But anyway, it didn't matter. So this is a very beautiful Saurian Ancient picture. I don't think I've got an overall shot of the battlefield, so I'll just show how it was deployed. On Mark's left, my right, is 5 Raptor Riders. I think that's a sideways Stygiosaur. Or Stygiosaur? Stygiosaur. Okay.
Obviously.
Styg, yeah. And behind them is 15 Saurian Warriors. List will be in the comment, so you'll see all that.
All the deets.
Yep. That's a Scrox unit, 3 Caimans in there. And I think then we've got a Quattle Lord, who Mark did refer to as she throughout the entire battle.
Okay.
It's a female lizard on a big altar. Then we have another. Actually, that one's the Stygiosaur. The other one's going to be the Alpha Carnosaur. Yeah, that's an Alpha Carnosaur. That's
makes sense.
A big character on an Alpha Carnosaur. This is the Stygiosaur, along with 2 units of Salamanders and a Jungle Swarm unit behind them. Very scared of Salamanders. And then on this flank, 2 more Stygiosaurs. So 3 Stygiosaurs in total, which I think is quite
easy
popular.
for you to say.
What?
Stygiosaurus.
Yeah. So moving on to my deployment, we got some cave goblins.
Have you got any Stygiosaurus?
I don't have any Stygiosauruses.
Oh,
it's Saurus. Cave goblins on the left. I really hadn't had a chance to think about how I was going to play my opponent. I mean, the same for him. He didn't know he was playing against me, so it's not like it was a disadvantage for me. But yeah, we literally had no time to think of tactics at all. Some bridge trolls, orcs and goblins. Orcs. No goblins in there. Yeah, big units of 48 orcs, no characters in there. Full command spears. They're not really shown to be equipped with spears, but whatever. Unit my Iron Orcs with my BSB. Is my Wizard General. This is the same list that I used against Ogres in my practice, so it's quite familiar to me. Yeah, Wizard Master on the Orc Chariot, and then over here we got Git Launcher
and Dwarves. You played Infernal Dwarves.
I did play against Dwarves with them. Yeah, you're right. So I've had 2 or 3 practice battles with this particular list.
Cool.
Git Launcher just on the hill. My Wolf Raiders ready to chaff up stuff. Another unit of Iron Orcs, Gargantula Giant, and Cave Goblins.
And you got another character in the other Iron Orcs.
Yes, this guy with the plates of Tuck Tech, hopefully making him a bit more defended. And then a Spear Chucker just stuffed on the far side. So lots of Orc units. Oh, there's a good little picture of how we started. Nice.
And there is this stage you're just
you're really good
at the side of this.
Yes.
As well, isn't there?
Okay.
You can't see.
There is one more Stygian.
Because you can see there's 2 Stygian swords you can see.
Look, are you going to heckle me throughout my entire first tournament report? We've just recorded the. Yeah, shut up. Right, move on. Okay, right, yes. So this is an interesting thing here because this is where Mark was the ultimate sportsman. He declared a charge with a Stygiosaur, probably that one, onto my unit of Cave Goblins there. Long charge, but the Stygiosaur causes terror, and my Cave Goblins were out of General's discipline range. So they rolled a 7 for their discipline test, which is higher than their discipline. I think they're 5 or 6. And so they fled off the board. But, amazingly, have I got a picture of it? That's just them failing their charge. No, probably not. Amazingly, what Mark said, and this was because he was treating me like a newbie, which I very much appreciated.
Of course.
He said, I feel bad. Why don't you redeploy your Cave Goblins so that they're just in General's range?
What a lad.
Yeah, so he allowed me to move my Cave Goblins from where they are in that picture to in front of the Trolls.
Okay.
So that they were in General's discipline range,
nice.
And a 7 was therefore enough for them to pass.
Okay.
That's an incredible sportsman-like move from a tournament player who certainly did not have to do that. I deployed badly, should have lost my Cave Goblins at that point.
Yeah. And
because of that, I did not lose them.
And did he charge with both?
I think one or the other charged, but either way, he didn't move up too far with either of them.
Yeah.
Yep, so there's those. This side, he sort of got his lines a bit more sorted. The Alpha Carnosaur is now facing forward. He knows what I'm all about, and moving forward. And the Saurian Warriors at the back, very much just a bunker block, as it will turn out to be. The Raptor Riders moving out to flank round, giving a bit of zonal control. And, of course, there's these guys moving up. Salamanders, 4 Salamanders in 2 units. And that's going to hurt. Git Launcher. I'm not sure whether this is his turn 1. So I think in his magic phase, he sent a magic missile over towards my Git Launcher. He's using Pyro, and he's got a Quattle who's +2 to cast. It's very lethal.
How many wounds did it do?
It did. Well, I'm a little bit hazy on this because this shows the Raiders have fled.
Okay.
The Raiders have fled in panic from the Quattle. So something on the Git Launcher has caused the Raiders to flee through my units.
So do you think it might have died?
I know for a fact the Git Launcher died in his turn 1.
So it would have died from shoot.
Yeah, so it's died from magic because he hasn't got a lot of
and then because you flee from the closest enemy unit, not where...
Is that right?
because they've indirectly fled from a panic, you flee from the nearest enemy unit. Whereas if a different enemy unit had caused the damage and made you flee, or terror or something, then that would be different.
Cool. There you go. You know better than I do, but that's where I fled to. Over there, he magicked a few more goblins away. So you can see they're now next to the orcs in front of the bridge trolls with their claws.
Fair play.
Yeah. And some more death. I think that was like 2 different spells doing that.
Okay.
And I don't think they actually... I think they passed their panic test there. And this is a few more orc deaths. Bearing in mind this is still his turn 1. Yes, and then he opened up with his salamanders, I believe.
Oh.
That isn't kills, actually.
Hits, yeah.
No, it's not hits either. That is my discipline test from Panic.
Oh no!
Yeah, so I lost enough to panic. Rolled a double 6 on my first go and a 9 on my second. So in BSB range and in General's range, but I'm discipline 8.
Oh no!
So that is a big gap where my Orcs used to be.
And not even the nicest guy could allow that.
No, you're intentionally trying to get rid of them.
Yeah,
and he's not going to. That wasn't. It wasn't because I was out of my General's leadership range.
Yeah,
I just rolled higher than an 8 twice.
Is it? So they if they take a wound, do they have to take a panic? Is that what it is?
I can't remember exactly how many deaths were caused, but there was some reason why I had to take a panic.
Yeah. Gutted.
Yeah, I might have just taken so many casualties. It probably was the salamanders.
Yeah.
And I think some more
shooting
death onto the Iron Orcs. This is all still. Oh yeah, now we're moving into my turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So in my opponent's turn 1, my turn 0, I should have lost the Cave Goblins. Mm-hmm. I have lost the Orcs. I have lost the Git Launcher. These Iron Orcs are gone. I've lost quite a few Cave Goblins, and my Wolf Raiders are fleeing.
Lovely.
And now I get a turn. I declared a charge with the Iron Orcs on one of his Salamander units. He fled. I redirected and declared a charge on the other Salamander unit, and he fled.
And presumably with the Iron Orcs.
Yeah, with the Iron Orcs that was opposite them. Yeah.
Cool.
So they're both fleeing, but yeah, that's all part of the plan for them, really. So there you go. That's why. So he was around here to shoot at the Orcs.
So double flee means
double flee. So I stumble forward. These guys failed to rally. Ugh.
So they go off the board.
So they go off the board. Lovely. I think they were in General's discipline range.
Yeah.
I moved up aggressively on the left with my Cave Goblins because they'd lost half of their goblins and sent a Madgit out to this Stygiosaur.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really want to lose the Cave Goblins to another round of Pyro Magic and without releasing the Madgit. So I thought, why not give it a go, see if I can do some damage to the Stygiosaur. Did 1 wound, which it could have been better, but, I could have also not reached him. So not too bad. And the Spear Chucker starts the battle well.
There we go.
It actually hits a raptor and kills one.
There we go, son.
So yeah, well done, Spear Chucker. Skewerer, actually. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. Yes, you see the Madgit and the Cave Goblins have moved up. They don't care if they get charged. They're probably now definitely out of leadership range, but hey, whatever. Yeah. And so I moved up the Bridge Trolls General. Gargantula's gone onto the hill. Giant's gone onto the hill as well. Much like your battle against the Empire, in hindsight, I think I should have been even more aggressive. I've moved them onto the hill, but not overly close to his enemy, because he can charge me and cause some damage.
Yeah.
He's got an Alpha Carnosaur sitting over there.
Absolutely.
So I can't be too gung-ho, but I think perhaps in hindsight I should have been a bit more.
Sure, yeah.
Cave Goblins struggling to fit in that gap, but hey, whatever. And these Iron Orcs moved up as well. Like I say, the Spear Chucker's done some wounds to the Raptor. And that is how it looks at the end of my turn 1. Yeah, no damage done to him, other than the fleeing salamanders and the 1 wound on the Stygiosaur. I think that's still the same situation. And he moves up his Stygiosaur, turns down the charge on the Cave Goblins, which I was quite intrigued by. I thought he's easily going to breeze through those Cave Goblins, and I fully expect it. He chose not to. He literally moved both of them round to the side in favour of just getting a better position.
Yeah,
it was a good move, Didn't expect it. I thought he'd just nab the Cave Goblins and be done with them.
Yeah.
But obviously wanted to be facing in the right direction. The Raptors moved as so. And he rallied both of his Salamander units. He's got Coatl joining the Saurian warriors as well.
Yeah.
The Coatl's a mage, wizard master, and BSB, so it was a fairly convincing cold-blooded rally. You wouldn't expect them not to. Reassesses his lines, so the Stygiosaur's now on the left and the Alpha Carnosaur on the right, as he was looking at it. And he moved up the Jungle Swarms to chaff my Iron Orcs. And I'll be talking about the special rule that they have when it happens. I don't think he moved up his Caimans particularly, his Scrox unit.
Much anyway, yeah.
But he's just raring to go, really. I think this was magic rather than a breath weapon. I don't think he's popping his breath weapons at this point. This is the beginning of magic. So, yes, that's right. Every time, because it's pyro, every time he had the attribute spell, it was going on these guys.
Oh, okay, cool.
So this is doing D3 fireball hits, basically. Every time he cast a spell, the spell was going off on someone, and then these guys were getting the tribute, which
fair enough.
Unfortunate for those guys. One died there. I think this might be a scorching salvo or something, because it's killing like multiple enemies.
Yep.
Multiple units. In fact, yes, it is. There's me remembering that scorching salvo. So yeah, each unit is within range is suffering a few hits. Really hurts. Picks away at you. And then, wow, here we go. His turn 2. He's killed my general, and I'm pretty sure that was a magic missile still.
Yeah.
I think it was. This was just a whole load of spells combined. The scorching salvo would have got him as well.
Yeah.
But there's other spells coming in. Pyro's just all about damage, and my general doesn't have a lot of armor. He's 4 up armor. No special save, and it is toughness, resilience 5. But you pump enough into him, and he's going to die. And so I am in trouble. The cave goblins are fleeing through panic. There's more magic onto them. They take dangerous terrain for going through the Stygiosaur and lose a few more.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they're not looking in the best position either. And then, of course, this is. I think this is actually my bridge trolls passing stupidity in my turn 2 on their own discipline. Yeah, get them. General's dead. They don't care.
Do what they want.
Rolling discipline 4, and they're fine. Yeah, loving that. And I decide I've lost half my army. I've lost my general. I'm going for it. It's not going well.
Yep.
But, you may as well make a battle for it.
Absolutely.
Go for it. So what we've got the Iron Orcs charging in the jungle swarms. They didn't really have a choice about that. They were pretty chaffed. Gargantula's charging the Caiman Scrox unit. And also the Giant is charging into that Scrox unit as well.
Makes sense.
Both have got rerolls on their charge because they're coming downhill. So I'm hopeful to make them. They're fairly long. But obviously the Giant doesn't have Swift Stride. Oh, and this one was hilarious in that I needed 12.
Right.
to make this charge.
Drum roll, please.
Yes. So, yeah, obviously that's, meat and veg for you, lucky sixes.
I do that in my sleep, mate.
Exactly. So let's see if I make it. Well, that one makes it into the jungle swarms. And their special rule is that anyone charging them takes dangerous terrain tests. Yeah. So I lose 1 model to that.
Very good rule.
It is a really good rule.
And they're unbreakable, aren't they, as well?
Yeah, they're unbreakable. They're swarms.
Very good, man.
You're going to chew them up, but they're going to annoy you a little bit on the way through.
Yep.
Gargantula makes it in, which is great. Giant does not join him. Rolls, move 5 inches forward. I guess that serves, but didn't do it enough. He's also taken a wound to something, probably a bit of the scorching salvo. Mm-hmm. And they don't roll their double 6. So gutted. I mean, that would have been lovely if that had actually paid off. Because I'm fairly sure they killed the raptors. And, didn't work. Those guys flee off the board, as you'd expect.
Yep.
And I kill the jungle swarms, losing 1 back. But obviously,
dealt with them well?
Yes, and you'll see it in the back. We've got a totemic summon on the board now.
Oh, right.
So in my magic...
Is he
do they even have
charging? Has he charged there? Or is he just pressurising?
I think I must have put him in on my turn 1 because I lost my general in his turn 2. Yeah. It was my magic. So he random moved an inch behind the salamanders.
Oh, close.
Yeah. So didn't manage to get a charge on that unit of salamanders, which was a shame.
Fair enough.
So I think he kills the salamanders, even though they're half decent. Yeah, so there's that.
Do you have a breath weapon there?
He does have a breath weapon.
Yeah. The totemic summon,
yeah.
So you pop it on them.
Can't remember. Maybe. Something's done a couple of wounds to the salamanders, and I don't think it was...
You don't have much of a shooting.
No, it wasn't a shooting. So yeah, I think you must be right. This combat begins, and I kill a fair few skinkies and one Kaiman. I think I did the Venom Surge on the Kaiman and everything else on the skinks. And the Venom Surge killed the Kaiman, which is great. Yeah, obviously, I'm a bit scared of them because of their great weapons or halberds, whatever
they still did 3 wounds. Yeah,
they still did 3 wounds.
Ouch.
Yeah, and there's that. But I've done enough to make sure I win the combat, even after combat res, so that's all good. This was an annoyance to Mark because he charged his Stygiosaur into the flank of the Iron Orcs and it failed.
Oh.
So bonus there.
Quite a low charge, was it?
Quite a low charge, but he literally just stumbled on his own feet. So you'll see I've moved my bridge trolls there in the turn that they passed their stupidity. I don't know what I was thinking, really. That isn't going to work out well for me. If they pass it, knowing that he's now failed this charge, I've got a nice charge there, but
we'll see.
Yes, Alpha Carnosaur comes into the side of my Gargantula, which is scary, very scary. So not looking forward to that combat now. Madgit is sent out to meet the Stygiosaur that's charged the Cave Goblins and does a few wounds on him.
Yeah,
which is really good.
How many wounds do they have in total?
I think they have 4 or 5.
Okay.
So yeah, something's killed the Madgit. Oh no, I think actually I charged in my turn 2. I moved the Madgit towards his Stygiosaur.
Who had to charge through it.
Who had to charge through it, which is why A, he's taken a few wounds, and B, the Madgit's dead with its penny base.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, there's that. And that's the other Stygiosaur moving past the bridge trolls.
Yeah. And
the Salamanders have now moved up again to have their way with the Iron Orcs.
Their breath.
With their flamethrower shots. So that's not looking good for the Iron Orcs at all. He's also cast Flaming Swords off on the Kaiman unit. So they're rolling well. The Raptors move up past the Iron Orc line of sight, which is a bit gutting, and Spear Chuckera. Skura is in trouble. Not that I terribly minded that. He was there to cause a distraction to someone.
Yeah.
This is, I believe, a 6. What the 6 is, I don't know.
You don't get that kind of tactics and thought elsewhere, do you? That's why you come to us.
Yeah, definitely. Now this is this is one of the salamanders misfired its shots and killed itself. As I'd already done a wound to the breast.
Same on the other side to do a wound?
Oh no, that's right. This salamander unit is actually flaming the trolls.
Okay.
So it does 2 wounds, but one of them dies.
Okay.
Which was interesting. I mean, I was a bit perplexed by this because flamethrowers don't suffer to hit modifiers or anything.
Okay.
If they roll a 2 up, they don't misfire. Is the rule?
Yeah.
So one of them rolled a 1 and the other one didn't. So they got one of them shot the trolls, the other one died. And also this unit, one of them misfired. And some Iron Orcs actually do all right out of this.
Okay.
And
just a few.
This one that does shoot just does a couple of wounds.
Okay.
So I got lucky there, and the salamanders are kind of hurting themselves more than me.
Yeah, sure.
I think I do another wound with the Cave Goblins, which is a bonus.
Yeah,
and
you'd be steadfast.
Might be steadfast, I'm not sure. Well, I am steadfast, but whether I pass it or not, we'll find out in a minute. Can't remember. Alpha Carnosaur comes in and does 4 wounds to my Gargantula. So I'm left on 1 wound. Gargantula does a few more skinky kills just to keep the combat res up.
Yeah.
It's harder to kill the Kaimans because they've got distracting. So,
do you win combat in this then?
I think I do. I think I just still win.
He's got charge, flank, ranks, and
a couple of ranks.
Do you just do 7?
Yeah, that would suggest I don't win, wouldn't it? But
you must stick around then.
I think I stick around. And I move my Iron Orc character out to save the Spear Chucker, the Skewer. I mean, that was kind of a little bit of fun, really. I kind of thought that, if the Raptors come in and I survive, I'm resilient at 6.
Is that a champion?
No. So yeah, that's not in my favour. But I was kind of thinking, come on then. Give it a go. While the other Iron Orcs make a run on his deployment zone.
Because
it's breakthrough. I'm kind of thinking my deployment zone hasn't got anyone threatening it, because his only scoring units are the Kaimans, which are in with the Gargantula, and his Saurian warriors, which are behind them.
And the Raptors.
Oh, and the Raptors, I guess, yeah. But I've kind of chaffed them up.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking, if I play this very carefully and don't mention what these guys are up to, maybe he'll ignore them.
Maybe.
I can grab an objective. Giant comes in. Oh, so hang on. The Gargantula's gone.
Yeah, Gargantula must have fled, didn't they?
Yeah, Gargantula must have gone from that. And so Giants come in to take his place.
Yeah.
As he does. Yeah. And also the Totemic Summon joins him, and they start going to town on the Skinks.
Yeah.
Someone's taken a couple of wounds, because I think the Kaiman's turned and attacked him, but he's still alive. Meanwhile, the Alpha Carnosaur has gone in to the flank of the Iron Orcs and kills my BSB.
Okay.
But that's, to be expected, really.
Yeah.
I think photos are a little bit sparse here, because that was quite a quick turnaround of my turn.
Don't they, as well?
Yes, the Iron Orcs run, and
Dangerous Terrain kills 3.
Yeah. Good job, you can figure out what's going on, isn't it? Yes, so running through the Stygosaur. The trolls failed their stupidity.
Okay.
So they didn't charge one of the Stygosaurs, which is a shame.
Mm.
And the Carnosaur turns to face the Giant, really, after dealing with the Iron Orcs.
Cool.
Raptors do take the bait, if you can call it the bait, and charge into the Tuk-Tek dude. So I'm hoping I can maybe grind them if I survive.
It's good to see what he can do, anyway.
And unfortunately, this Stygosaur with 1 wound remaining turns to face the Iron Orcs. So at this point, I think, he's probably clocked that I'm going for the deployment.
Yeah.
Rather than just ignoring them, he's going to turn around and go for them. Does a wound with a breath weapon or something, I think. And in magic, this is a combination of magic and shooting. Yeah, I was thinking the spear, a skewer, can shoot the last wound on the Stygosaur if I get a chance, if I get lucky. But magic, he took out my dude. A couple more guys, Iron Orcs, losing to Dangerous Terrain.
Yep.
A few more losing. This is either breath weapon or magic.
Probably the breath weapon.
Yeah, probably the breath weapon after the magic now. So he is trying to get rid of them. And this is all a bit carnage, really. So basically, my Giant does a whole load of wounds to the Skinks.
Yeah.
And so does the Totemic Summon on the other side. The Carnosaur kills the Giant. So Giant's dead as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that they'd just fallen over.
They're fine.
They're fine then. Nothing's gone on with them. Yeah, that's just in the picture of the Giant dying. Fairly sure the Carnosaur gave him a few more attacks by wounding him first.
Yeah, sure.
But still able to attack with him. Over there, the bridge trolls are still stumbling around stupidly, and there's no need for him to do anything to them.
Yeah.
And the Iron Orc, one remaining Iron Orc, is still fleeing. They continue their pursuit for the deployment zone, even though they've been shot at. Why not? Got to stick with it now. And this shows a little bit of a skip that the Totemic Summon actually chased down the Kaiman unit.
Good work.
Which got me a few points for their unit, which was pretty incredible.
How many wounds has he got in total?
4.
So he's
done well.
For a while, yeah.
He's done well. Yeah, the Kaimans attacked him in the first combat, and then I think they whiffed. And then the Stygosaur has charged them. And I'm kind of thinking that Stygosaur's on 1 wound. Come on!
Yeah.
Totemic Summon to the rescue! Get some points! That is actually, I think that's before that had happened. So this one's a little bit out of order. But oh yes, that's right. I took this picture and it's kind of out of order because we weren't sure whether the random movement Totemic Summon was allowed to pursue. And so initially the Kaimans ran away and the Totemic Summon just was there. That was at the point he hadn't rolled his pursue.
Yeah.
But then the tournament TOs and a few other guys who'd finished came and told me he could pursue, at which point he did and got the Kaiman unit, which was great. That's still running away.
Running and stumbling.
Running and stupidly stumbling. And they're still going for it.
Yeah.
Still going for it. And over here...
doing right.
Yeah, this is a few turns on, though. So I'm not using a great weapon because I didn't pay for one. I'm a bit of a cheapskate on this guy.
Okay.
So he's only hand weapon and shield. So I'm grinding, but I've taken 2 wounds. I've only got 1 wound left.
Yeah.
Oh, chocobo. So it's not going as well as it could have been. And this picture is just showing how he's reassessing his lines. The Totemic Summon is gone now. Yeah. Looking nice and strong in the middle. Got a fair few Staryu swords. There's not much that I can do to take that final wound away.
Yeah.
Be quiet, Chocobo. And he sends in a Staryu into the flank of my Iron Orc character just to ensure that goes his way. And the Raptors...
And it does.
And it does go his way. And that's the final picture of that. But also in his final few turns, he's marched up the Saurian warriors to claim the deployment zone objective.
I guess that.
I think he got into my objective zone by probably about half an inch, maybe an inch, but it's diagonal, so
that's all you need.
Doable. That's all you need. I didn't have anything left. I think I haven't really shown it, but the Iron Orcs that were trying to work their way around. This is the Coatl. And he'd been flaming them to death.
Fair enough.
There was nothing left. They literally, I think there's a pile of them there. So
you've just got your trolls.
I've just got my trolls who are nicely stumbling into the forest and beyond.
Yeah.
One day they may rally. Well, not rally. They may stupidly do something.
And they'll be able to turn around so they can stupidly stumble back towards
back to where they started. Yeah. Until some orc comes along and tells them to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a massive learning curve against an extremely good opponent who played his list perfectly well, knew his capabilities, knew exactly what to do to cause me the most trouble. I'd lost a big chunk of my army before I even had a turn.
Yeah, that was
with him being sportsmanlike and allowing my cave goblins back on.
So he deals a lot of damage, doesn't he?
Yeah, so whether he looked at my army when I deployed it and thought this is going to be a walkthrough, or not. I don't know. Maybe he already kind of knew he'd won before I even started. I'd like to think not. But who knows? I gave him a bit of concern with the Gargantula and the Giant on the Kaiman unit.
That's because they're cool.
No, exactly. And I know the Salamanders hurting themselves really annoyed him. As it would, justifiably so. So, yeah, there are a few things that could have gone my way, but overall, it was a solid victory for the Saurians and for Mark. So, good game. Fair play to him, letting me have that early change with the Cave Goblins. And so I also suffer a 0-20 defeat.
Down the bottom together.
Yeah, so we're both on 0-20 from our first battle. All right. So yeah, down in the
cave.
In the cave.
We'll see how round 2 goes for us.
Round 2 coming up. And obviously, because this is on the same day, we don't really know who our opponents are going to be for very long. So there's not a lot of preparation to be done. So like, share, subscribe if you're enjoying these videos, and wishing us luck for the tournament.
Yeah, thanks guys. See you later.